The Steducentre, Grade 9, 2014, A&A Exam Review, Maths, Part 1. Question 1.1. The square root of 16x to the power 16 is equal to A. 8x to the power 8, B. 8x to the power 4, C. 4x to the power 4, or D. 4x to the power 8. The exponent of a number says how many times to use that number in a multiplication. It is written as a small number to the right above the base number. In this example, 8 squared is equal to 8 times 8, which is equal to 64. The exponent 2 says to use the 8 2 times in a multiplication. The other names for the exponent are index or power. It is important to know our squares and our square roots. The square root of 1 is 1, the square root of 4 is 2, the square root of 9 is 3, the square root of 16 is 4, the square root of 25 is 5, the square root of 36 is 6, the square root of 49 is 7, the square root of 64 is 8, the square root of 81 is 9, the square root of 100 is 10, the square root of 121 is 11, and the square root of 144 is 12. The exponent rules are also extremely important. You need to know each one of them. In their example, the square root of 16x to the power 16 can equal to the square root of 16 multiplied by the square root of x to the power 16. The square root of 16 is equal to 4, and the square root of x to the power 16 is equal to x to the power 16 divided by 2, which is x to the power 8. So the correct answer is D, 4x to the power 8. Question 1.2. Find the LCM of 5a cubed and 6a squared. Is it A, 60a to the power 5, B, 30a to the power 3, C, 60a to the power 3, or D, 300a to the power 6? The least common multiple, LCM, of two numbers is the smallest number that they both can divide evenly into. One good way to find the least common multiple of two numbers is to multiply both numbers by the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then find the first multiple that appears in both lists. So, if we look at the 5, you can go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. If you look at 60, 60, 120. If you look at the a's, there's a squared, a to the power 3, a to the power 4. And the bottom one is a to the power 3. So, the least common multiple of 5a to the power 3 and 6a to the power 2 is 60a to the power 3. The product of a number and 6 decreased by 4 is equal to 20. Which of the following equations matches this statement? A, 6x plus 4 is equal to 20. B, 6x minus 4 is equal to 20. C, 6 times x plus 4 close brackets is equal to 20. 6 minus 4x is equal to 20. In mathematics, a product is the result of multiplying or an expression that identifies factors to be multiplied. Thus, for instance, 6 is the product of 2 and 3, the results of multiplication, and is the product of and indicating that two factors should be multiplied together. In this case, the answer is B. 6x minus 4 is equal to 20. Question 1.4. The value of negative x squared minus 2 in brackets 2x minus 1 close brackets when x is minus 2 is what? A, 6, B, 1, C, minus 6, or D, minus 1. It is important for us to remember BODMAS, brackets first, then orders, then division or multiplication, and then addition or subtraction. Calculations always need to be done in that order. We also need to remember that a positive plus a positive gives you a bigger positive. A negative plus a negative equals to a bigger negative. A bigger positive than a negative number will still give you a positive number that is smaller than the first initial number. A smaller positive number and a bigger negative number will give you a negative answer, but it will be bigger than the original number. Also, a positive times a negative is equal to a negative. A negative times a positive is equal to a negative. A positive divided by a negative is equal to a negative, and a negative divided by a positive is a negative. But a positive multiplied by a positive is a positive, and a negative multiplied by a negative is a positive, and a positive divided by a positive is a positive, and a negative divided by a negative is a positive. So when the value of x is -2, then you substitute -2 wherever you see an x. So it becomes negative in brackets -2 to the power 2, close brackets, minus 2, multiplied by 2 in brackets -2, -1. And then you go and you do the calculation. -4 minus 2 times -4 minus 1, close brackets, it'll give you -4 minus 2 minus 5, -4 plus 10, which will give you 6. So your answer is A, 6. What is the value of, in brackets, 2/3, close brackets, to the power -3? Is it A, -6 divided by 9? Is it B, 5/6? Is it C, 8/27? Or is it D, 27/8? Again, the law of exponents are important. For multiplication, b to the power n times b to the power m is equal to b n times m. You add the exponents. When you're looking at point number 2, 3, and 4, the power of a power, for example, b to the power m, close brackets, to the power m, it's equal to b n times m. The power of a product, bc to the power n, is equal to b to the power n, c to the power n. And the power of a fraction, a over b to the power n, is equal to a to the power n and b to the power n. It's important to note that we've multiplied the exponents. When you're looking at division, for example, b to the power m divided by b to the power n, it's equal to bm minus n, or alternatively, it's equal to 1 over bn minus m. You here subtract the exponents. If you look at an exponent example, 3/4 to the power -2, it's equal to 1 over 3/4 to the power 2, which is equal to 1/1 times 4/3 to the power 2, which is equal to 4/3 to the power 2, which is equal to 4 squared over 3 squared, which is equal to 16/9. In our example, we had 2/3 to the power -3, which is equal to 1 over 2/3 to the power 3, which is equal to 1/1 times 3/2 to the power 3, which is equal to 27/8. So the correct answer is D. Question 1.6. A plus B, close brackets, to the power 0 is equal to 1. Is it A plus B? Is it B, 2? Is it C, 1? Or D, 0? It is really important to remember our exponent rules. For all real numbers, A and B, and all rational numbers, M and N, the 0 exponent rule is A to the power 0 is equal to 1, where A is not equal to 0. If you're raising a power to a power, A to the power M times N, it's equal to A to M raised to the power M times N. If you're raising a product to a power, AB to the power M, it's equal to 8M to the power M and B to the power M. If you're raising a quotient to the power A over B to the power M, it's equal to A to the power M over B to the power M, where B cannot equal to 0. So, for example, 4 to the power 0 is 1. W to the power 0 is 1. 3D to the power 0 is 1. 9x squared y to the power 0 is 1. But we need to watch out. Negative 7 to the power 0 is equal to minus 1. And negative 9x squared y to the power 0 is equal to minus 1. In our example of a plus b to the power 0, c is equal to 1. Question 1.7. What is the value of x if 3x is equal to 1 over 9? Is it a minus 3, b 3, c minus 2, or d 2? It is important that we understand our laws of exponents as well as our relationship with the various numbers. So, if 3x is equal to 1 over 9, it means that we will be calculating what 3 to the power 1 over 9 is going to go in equal to. In this case, we can see that 3 will equal to negative 2. The aim is to have the equations look similar. Question 1.8. 8 over x minus 1 is equal to a, y minus x over y, b, y minus x over y, c, x minus y, or d, x minus y over y. X over y minus 1 over 1 is equal to x over y minus y over y, which is equal to x minus y over y. So the correct answer is D, x minus y over y. Question 1.9. If 3 is the root cause of the equation x squared plus x plus t, which is equal to 2, the value of t is what? A, 12, b, minus 12, c, 1 over 12, or d, negative 1 over 12. In mathematics, a zero, also sometimes called a root of a real, complex, or generally vector-valued function f, is a member x of the domain of f such that f of x vanishes at x. That is, x is a solution of the equation f of x, which is equal to 0. In other words, 0 of the function is an input value that produces an output of 0. If through is the root cause of the equation x squared plus x plus t, which is equal to 0, then the value of t is what? So, x squared plus x plus 1 is equal to 0. The root is 3. That means x is equal to 3. So 3 squared plus 3 plus t is equal to 0. 9 plus 3 plus t is equal to 0. So 12 plus t is equal to 0. T is therefore equal to b minus 12. Question 1.10. If t is a point on the line defined by y is equal to x, the coordinates of t are a, x 5, y minus 5, or b, x 5, y 0, or c, x minus 5, y 5, or d, x minus 5, y minus 5. The equation of the line is y is equal to x. The only point where y is equal to x is at D, where x is minus 5 and y is equal to minus 5. This satisfies the requirements for the equation that we are looking at. Thank you for watching the Steducentre, turning ordinary learners into extraordinary leaders.